2021. I think 21. No, 20. I was 20. I was 20. Maybe if I was 21, I had just turned 21. Matter of fact, yeah, I had just turned 21. I think I just turned 21. And cuz I remember I had a big birthday party, first birthday. I'm supposed to work 8 hours a day, 8, 9, 10, 12, 16 hours a day. Half the time fight traffic to get home, try to find a way home or to work, whatever, if not having a car. Work till I'm 65. If I do have babies, I gotta drop the babies to some school where strangers teach them and educate them up how they want to build them up. I don't even spend time with my babies. And I'm supposed to just die, retire, maybe go on whatever and die. And I watch older folks do it, basically get old, go to church, start going to church, hooting and hollering, and then die. And while other people, because I already knew about the Amish and stuff, and I'm like, while other people um have their babies next to them, their wife next to them, their husband next to them, all day, every day, 24/7, living their best life out on some land, know, and just happy as shit. Yeah, I remember even being 21, I was like this. And I'll never forget I was 21 and I had an opportunity. I had an opportunity to make a lot of money, which I did like make a lot of money selling cars. My buddy, it was a God put this man, God put me on this job to meet this man to get my auction license for cars to make a lot of money, because we were just standing by the podium one day where we ring people up at Olive Garden, put in the order and everything. And he was like, "You want to make some money?" Something like that. Because I was talking about, I want to be an entrepreneur. I'm not going to be working for people my whole life. I'm sick of this shit already. I was working at the Olive Garden, waiting tables, my feet, my bunions hurting, all this type of shit, working like 12 hours a day, 8 and 12 hours a day half the time. And he was like, you could get your auction license, right? And I was like, for real? And we talked about it. And I'm like, why you don't do it? And he's like, it's not for me. I tried it. I tried it. I'm not gonna lie. At first, it was a little rough. I brought a couple lemons. First, figured out the game, what I needed to buy, what people wanted to buy, all that type of stuff. I figured out a niche, made a lot of money, but I just didn't invest it right. That's where I fucked up. I didn't invest it right. Anyhow, long story short, I knew then when I was selling cars that I loved my freedom. It gave me freedom, you know what I'm saying? So I say, you know what? The car business failed. So I sold cars all the way up until I was like 26. No, 31. Well, 6, I slowed down selling cars. And then when I was like 31, I completely stopped. So, because between 26 and 31, I got back into boxing. I was more focused on boxing and stuff like that. And I was traveling a lot, um, doing boxing and stuff. So, and a lot of time, my time was being taken up training, training with other guys and stuff. So, um, but I always knew that I wasn't gonna go back to working. I always knew I wasn't gonna go back to working for anybody. I just knew I always had to maintain some type of business where I work for myself When I got to about 28, I started in contracting, construction business. You know what I'm saying? I used to just put an ad on Craigslist. We had Craigslist at the time, and I just used to do like little moving furniture assembly gigs. Go to the labor pool sometimes when I ain't had nothing to do. Still bought and sold a car every now and then. But by that time, people was buying new cars. Used cars wasn't really a thing because we had just came through 9/11, and they were selling new cars for cash for clunkers type of thing. Anybody could go on a lot and get a brand new car, like pretty much no questions asked, as long as you had a job and a down payment. So that's what kind of killed the used car business, why it slowed down for so many years. But like I said, I got into contracting, so I've been doing contracting ever since. I was 28, which is like over. But I just always had my own business. I always had my own business. I haven't worked. Well, I did end up working for out of my whole life. And I've been working since I was 14. Out of my whole life, I've only for our companies, whatever, like 5 years out of my whole life, right? So out of like 30 years, I've only worked 5 years. Over like 20, like 30 years, I've always worked for myself. For 30 years, I worked for myself, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Just because of freedom it gives me, you know what I'm saying? Just because of I've always done it my way, you know what I'm saying? If I'm on a construction site, whatever, but I need to stop what I'm doing to go take care of family business, I don't give a fuck. I could do that. I don't care how nobody feels, whatever, I could do that. When you're on a regular job, you just to fire you. I could never fire myself. A client might fire me, but clients are everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But when you get fired from a whole job, no, it fuck your head up. So yeah, man, I just always work for myself, getting new clients. Ain't no, it's too easy. Cards, advertise, Facebook Marketplace, all that type of great stuff. But anyhow, I just always wondered, man, people just so caught up in this matrix, man. Like people don't see it. Like that's really what you want to do. I'm saying this, making this video because of like 18-year-olds, like people like 18 and younger. I would say between like 13 and 18, they just think I thought I knew it all. I thought I knew what adults went through, and it's just so easy. Just work the job, stay on your job, invest, turn 65, retire. Easy until I forget. I never at the Olive Garden restaurant, and my feet were on fire. My feet were on fire. My feet was hurting so much. I said, no, I'm supposed to do this for 20 years or till I'm 65. Because that was like the first real job that I ever really had was Olive. All the other jobs I had was like, you know what I'm saying? Not really like jobs, nothing that I could like build a career or even take care of a family. Working at Olive Garden, like I made enough money, I could honestly take care of like have a family and take care of the family. So, it was kind of like working at McDonald's, Burger King versus working at the Olive Garden. Obviously you make more money, a higher restaurant. So anyhow, when my feet was hurting, when my bunions, my feet was hurting, I had to like really pay bills. It's a room, like had an actual apartment, light bill, water bill, Back then we did have cell phones, so cell phone bill, house phone. So we had both. We had phones you can only use nights and weekends for free. So I was just like, man, I'm not gonna do this. And immediately, like I said, God sent somebody. Like when conviction, and that's the thing, you have to have conviction. For you to matter, you have to have conviction. When I had that conviction that when my feet was hurting, when my bunions was there, um shoes. See, I got my house shoes on right now, even outside, my comfortable shoes from years of just being on your bunions, man. Years of being, you know what I'm saying? And I don't mind working. I don't mind working, but I'm not gonna kill myself making somebody else rich. Even stuff. I tell people all the time. I had to tell a guy not too long ago, look, man, it's about being fair. You know, I know you're an investor and you want the cheapest prices, but you know, if you're looking for the cheapest prices, I'm just not your guy. You know what I'm saying? Just not your guy. He's like, why are you guys, all you guys so expensive now? What you talking about? Look at gas prices, look at food prices. What the fuck are you talking about, man? But look, you know, I have a problem. I like to eat. I like to eat. I like to go on vacation. I like to have a decent life. You know what I'm saying? And anyhow, we made a whole joke about it. But yeah, even with working with investors and homeowners, I tell them, look, the more money I save you, the cheaper my price is the more money you get to keep in your pocket to go take your family on vacation, for you to go buy a more expensive shoes, a more expensive house, a nicer car. You, if you see me walking down the street, or I call you, hey man, you know what, can you help me fix my truck? You're not gonna remember how I saved you $2,000. How I ate that. Yeah. When you go buy your Louboutin glasses, you're not gonna think, hey man, let me buy cheaper glasses because I remember this guy looked out for me and gave me a cheap price. Let me go see if he needs some glasses. If he needs some new glasses, new work glasses, because you know I noticed he was trying to see while he was fixing my house, but he gave me such a cheap price. He probably can't afford glasses. Let me go see if he needs some new glasses. You see what I'm saying? So I stick to my prices. People don't feed me. God feed me. The creator of the balanced universe feed me. So I don't worry about people. But yeah, man, when I was like 18, man, I thought I had it figured out, man. But when you really come out here, you know, I'm talking to a lot of you young folks. I'm gonna title this video. This video is for young folks. When your feet start hurting, your back start hurting, your landlord knocking on your door, don't care about what the fuck you going through. You just went through a breakup with your boyfriend, girlfriend, you got mouths to feed. When your landlord say they want their rent money, when you going through shit and real life hits, you appreciate your elders. You appreciate what your elders was trying to tell you. Hey, you know what I'm saying? It look easy out here. You know, I know you think you got to figure out. I know you young people feel like old folks are stupid. But when y'all realize, when y'all realize, okay, when y'all realize how the system is, and then when you realize on that first day of work, hard work, when you get fired from a job, from a great job, when your car get repoed, when you got to fix your automobile, when you know life happens, You like, oh shit, this what the elders been going through. This why my elders told me don't worry about dick and pussy. Focus on my education. Focus on being an athlete, whatever the fuck I want to do. Dick and pussy would always be there. When they tell me don't worry about partying and drinking and smoking, it'll always be there. This is what they was talking about. Get my money, get my education. Yeah, this is what we was trying to tell you. You know, when we was trying to tell you, focus, all this type of stuff. Yeah, this is what we was trying to tell you. You don't fucking know. You think you know. I even remember like, man, I just need to go to school. Even going to school studying. It's not easy, man. Going to the army, the military, it's not easy. None of that shit is easy, man. Even if you wanted to live by the Amish, live like the Amish, grow your own food, none of that shit is easy, man. None of that shit is easy, man. So it's like you got to pick your poison. You got to pick which hardship you want to go through, because it's going to be something. You got to pick which hardship you want to go through. So I'm telling you, you know, I don't know. I'm just saying, if you're 18, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, you think you know it all, you don't, man. Y'all thinking you just gonna drink and smoke and party and fucking suck when you're a teenager. Wait till you get in your 20s. Then wait till you get in your 30s and you haven't accomplished shit. You haven't accomplished a damn thing, and you in your 30s. And you still like you in your 20s. Then if you hit your 40s, you still ain't accomplished shit, and your back hurting. You got doctor's appointments. You got surgeries. You realize you're getting older and you still ain't accomplished shit. You look back, you wasted your time sucking and fucking and drinking and smoking and partying and working mediocre jobs and making everybody else rich but yourself. And you realize probably half your life done. Your best years are done. Your young years are done, and you squandered it. Telling y'all, man. Telling you young people. This video is for young people. Young girl. I'm telling you. Listen to your elders. Listen to your elders, man. Listen to your elders. Listen to your elders. Listen to your elders. Don't drink, don't smoke. Don't worry about fucking and sucking. Sex. Don't worry about if everybody else doing it. You don't want to work no mediocre job. I don't care if they talking about young people talking about they making so much money being a waiter. They making so much money at Amazon, Uber, whatever fast job. These are literally jobs that you can lose, get fired, hurt yourself, hurt your body, and can't do anymore. Okay? Focus on putting something in your brain. When I started putting something in my brain, learning real estate, putting something in my brain, it's something nobody can ever take from me. I could just tell somebody what to do, how to do it, and still make money. When I realized that, I just been going full force with it. Okay? You don't want to be out here, man, 20s, late 20s, 30s, 40s, shit, 50s. I'm surprised motherfuckers in their 60s still ain't got their life right. Don't have any type of financial literacy. None. Talking to women in their 60s even, people in general in their 60s, like, are you financially literate? They're like, no. You'd be surprised how many people in their 60s talking about, I need to fix my credit to buy a house. What? You 60, you just not thinking about buying a house? What the? You talking about fixing your credit? No. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. enjoy your life. Forget about credit and but if I was 60 years and I literally ain't accomplished nothing life, just been fucking up my whole life, working mediocre jobs, ain't never bought no property, ain't don't have shit going on, just fucked up the whole life, and 60 years young. I ain't gonna call you 60 years old, which 60 is still young. Honestly, I would literally just go buy a piece of land, take my time, cultivate it, and sit my ass down and buy more land. Keep buying land and rent it out, do whatever. I honestly wouldn't even be focused on even trying to be married, which again, I'm not talking against it or anything like that, to each his own. But I see a lot of people and they fucking sick about they trying to find they forever, their king, their queen, their Boaz. I'm like, I'm almost 50. And I told myself if I hit 50 and I wasn't in nothing serious, I wasn't with my forever, I was done. Like I ain't looking for no forever after 50. I'm not looking for no forever woman after 50. A woman don't catch me before 50, ain't no woman ever gonna catch me. I promise you. I'ma just run through them. I'ma just run through them. I'ma just run through them. Like I promise you. Hey, I'm letting you know right now. I don't want nothing serious. We just if I ain't find no forever by the time I'm 50, hey, we just fucking serious. Me and my lady right now, we straight, we strong, we going strong, everything like that. We straight. So I'm straight with her. She's straight with me. Whatever. After her, that's it. I like it ain't no more. It ain't no more. If it is, it ain't nothing serious. Like that's me personally, that's me personally, as far as having anything, like I already have, financially, whatever, you know, so I'm great as far as that. But I just feel like, man, at certain point in life, man, like you gotta get you gotta realize that, man, the system is rigged to for you to just work your ass off, your back breaking shit. I'm looking at people like people are miserable, people not enjoying their life, people like, man, I feel it for people. I feel it for people. I really do, man. And I'm so grateful that I caught myself out of the fucking matrix, like right on time, right at fucking 40 years young. You know what I'm saying? 38, 42 up in there. I snapped out the fucking matrix, man. I checked out the matrix, man. And I'm like, damn, the shit is so simple. Just play Monopoly. Play Monopoly. It like Monopoly show you everything. Monopoly even show you wild cards. Going to shit like going to jail. Shit like all kind of shit. Monopoly throws at you, right? Monopoly always starts you off with like 1,500 or 200, whatever it is. You have to take that money, go buy your piece of land. Go buy your piece of land. If somebody lands on your property, you charge them rent. You build your money up. As you build your money up, you put a house on that land. You know what I'm saying? Life is Monopoly. If you know how to play Monopoly, if you're a master, you don't even need a formal education. You don't have to go to school, be a doctor, lawyer, shit. Your education is Monopoly. A $1.25 Monopoly board at Dollar Tree will teach you life. You can learn all about life for $1.25. But the only thing Monopoly don't teach you is about LLCs and trusts. But that could come later. You actually don't even need to learn about that till later. If you learn the basics in Monopoly, $1.25, call it $1.30 with tax, 36, 37 cents with tax, depending on where you at. Little Monopoly board at Dollar Tree. would teach you about making money. It'll teach you about making money, man. It'll teach you about making money. It's real. Man, people spend hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of dollars going to school. It only costs $1.25, $1.25 to learn how to make money. Matter of fact, you go on your phone and play for free. You could download Monopoly for free. Fuck $1.25. You can download Monopoly for free. Work, get your little $1,500, buy you some land, put a little cabin tent, get your little solar panels, cultivate the land, curve appeal, cut the grass, get some mulch out there, spray your ant killer out there, put all your fruit trees up. Within 5 years, all your fruit trees growing, all your crops growing, you could feed yourself. You got your cabin all set up with your solar panels, your well dug. You renting out little camp spaces on your land. Just one piece of land, one piece of land. You know, sell that whole thing, sell the business, the property. You don't really have to sell it. You could just pull the money out of it, go buy you another piece of land. I wouldn't sell that one. I'll just pull the money out, refinance, pull the money out, go buy another piece of land. Keep doing the same thing. People realize that financially people will be all right. You don't have to kill yourself. You want to get up and cut your grass, you could go. If you don't want to get up and cut your grass, I'm telling you, you only have to really work hard for somebody else for about 5 years out of your whole life. For about, depending on the situation, for about 1 year to about 5 years, 9, 10 years maximum. 9, 10 years maximum out of your whole life is all you need to work for other people. After that, you're supposed to be making your own money off your own land. Working for a year to 10 years will buy you all your tools, all your farm equipment, all your pickup trucks, everything you need to buy. You'll pay off your land, set you all the way up for you to make money off your land, whether you farming your land, growing food, selling it, renting your land out to campers, got, a glamping business going on, farming business going on, ranching business going on. You don't put a warehouse on your land to do mechanic work, to like a lot of people out here in North Carolina, in the countryside, they buy building materials and resell it. They buy a lot of shit and resell it out in the country, make it convenient for people in the country to buy shit so they don't have to go away to town. They don't have to drive 30 minutes an hour to town. Right there in their little neighborhood, they got little hardware stores, little stores and shit like that. It don't take but a year to 10 years to build that type of business for yourself and your family. But anyhow, man, I just want to get on here and tell y'all young people, man, you think you know, you don't know until you hurt yourself on a job, till you get fired from a job, till your bunions hurting, till you buy your first house and lose it, or lose your first apartment, get your first car repoed, have a baby by a dumbass woman, a dumbass dude, have a baby by somebody that you wish you never had a baby by, you thought you was in love. Like, y'all really think y'all, like, even when my mom and dad used to fight, I used to be like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Then I grew up, and had relationships and baby mamas, and I'm like, damn, this is what my parents been through. Wow, this shit really crazy out here. Like, wow. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was easy to just find somebody and do right. Nah, man. Yeah. Anyhow, man, get in my life coaching and land buying university. 754-229-0940. 754-229-0940. 754-229-0940.